Good morning. I am, of course, running a little bit behind. It's Monday, October 12th, excellent, 2020. My name is Terry Morgan, and we are here to practice Taiji. I have some stretches, and we have a cat, and we have coffee, and we have some Taiji that we're going to practice. Yeah, we are. Yeah, we are. We are. Now? Yes. It's one of those mornings. Let me get the nice music started, and we will get started with our stretches. There it is. Sorry. Feet about shoulder width apart. Stand straight. Relax. Wiggle your toes. And then grip the floor just a little bit. Breathe in. Hand circle to the front. Up along the center line. Stretch up. Reach out. Bend the knees. Yeah, I'm going real slow right now. I did set this slow as I'm going right now. I did something to my back, lower back, leg. Yeah, your choice. And it's been really sore. And just like everything else, I'm going to point that out as a part of practice. Yeah, anybody who watches me regularly can see that it's not quite, yeah. Alright, keep going. And this may be the last time for this one. Stretch up, and I am going to stop. Elbows drop down, wrists, fingertips. We're going to continue with cloud hands for just a minute. Feet a little bit wider than shoulder width. Right arm comes to the left shoulder. Turn to the right. Weight, shift to the right leg. And down. Left hand up. And shift back. Turn to the left. So, not wanting to stop class and not being able to continue doing that stretch, I've shifted to cloud hands. I really am having a problem with the left hip. So, and one more time. Turn. And both hands come in front. And center. Alright, I'm going to take a sip of coffee. And we're going to try a little bit more. I use myself as an example frequently. One of the things that is important in practice is to actually practice. You have to get up and do it. Sometimes that's easier for me than other times. Today was one of those times when it was not so easy, and partly due to this injury, I'm having a little trouble. I'm not saying this for, now I could just easily cancel class, they'd come back tomorrow. It's a learning opportunity for y'all, okay? And it's a teaching opportunity for me. If you are going to have a lifelong practice, if you are going to do something that you get up and do pretty much every day, very few exceptions, you have to get up and do it. Sometimes you feel great and sometimes you don't. Sometimes it's something you want to get up and do. I'm ready, I want to go do this. And other times I don't want to do it, I'm not getting up to that. I just don't feel like it. Alright? So, what do? You get up anyway. You do what you can. Maybe today that's not happening. And for those of you who were with me from last year, you know that this is something that has happened to me before. It's probably going to happen to me again. Anybody that does stuff gets injured. If you do something, even sitting on a sofa, you're going to have some injuries, all right? There's some things that can happen. So, it happens. What do you do about it? Pay attention in your practice. Pay close attention. I'm going to try again. Let me reset this. Let me try one more time. So, the point is that you pay close attention in your practice. What do you pay close attention to? You pay close attention to how you're feeling and what your body is telling you. And I apologize that you were just looking at my mouth when I was saying that. I'll go back and edit it later maybe. So, what do you pay attention to? What should you pay attention to in practice? I've just talked about, I had to stop for a minute because I hurt my hip and it hurt and I don't want to hurt it more, so I'm going to limit what I'm doing so that I don't. But how do I practice if I don't do anything, right? So there's a point of you have to rest, let alone. Just leave it alone. I did that yesterday, right? Today it feels better enough that it feels better and it's enough better. So, sorry for my vernacular, better enough that I feel like getting up and doing something. Otherwise you would see me sit in the chair and cancel class. I don't do that. Not unless I absolutely have to. And you shouldn't either. Not unless you absolutely have to. Because there's always some part of practice that we can do. There's always something. Alright, just like I shifted from our stretches where I normally will go all the way over to cloud hands. which is more about moving everything all together at the same time and much less about trying to stretch and open the body. Okay. You can use it for that, but I'm just saying. Alright, so let's try again. Feet about shoulder width apart. Let's do our outward and inward stretch. We'll do 3 of those. Hand circle to the front. And come back to center. Pull up along the center line. And reach up. Just reach out over the legs. Pull up through the abs. Bend the knees. Drop the head. Roll through the back. This one's a little bit difficult for me right now. Roll up through the back. And continue upward. Pull up. Extend the fingertips. Inward. Elbows drop down. Wrists. Fingertips. Follow your fingertips down. Pull up from underneath the ribs. Hold your lower abdomen. Come on up. Arch through the back if you can. Today is not happening for me. And elbows drop down. Wrists. Fingertips. Hands return to your sides. Don't stop. Up along center line. Shoulders down. Bend the knees. Pull up through the abs. Hold. Reach up. Inward, elbows drop down. Fingertips. Follow the fingertips down. Reach up. Return to center. One more time. Up along the center line. And stretch out. Shoulders down. Follow the space between your hands. And roll up. Pull up along the center line. Elbows drop down. Wrist, fingertips, follow the fingertips down. Stretch out. Use the legs. Elbows drop down. Wrists, fingertips, hands return to your sides. And stay there for just a minute. Those of you who are here regularly also will notice that I'm going really slow this morning. We'll talk about this for a second. And then we'll do our walking sets. We have multiple layers of muscle through the body. Most of the time we pay attention to or we observe the outer layers. With Tai Chi as well as with Qigong, we're working from the inside out, not from the outside in. So if you got a six-pack, great. Good. It's wonderful. Can you use the layer of muscles that sits below that? Or the one below that? Because those two are the ones that really do a lot of the work. Okay? So as we're practicing slowly, we have multiple opportunities to get in touch with and to learn how to use all of those muscles. And we need to. It comes with. I use driving a car. I happen to drive a 5-speed. Okay? So I have a clutch, I have brake, I have gas pedal, steering wheel, and shift knob to change gears, right? If I don't do all of those things at some point while I'm driving the car, I can't be considered to be capable of driving the car, right? I have to know when I'm supposed to push the clutch and when I'm supposed to push the brake, and because you shouldn't push the brake and the gas at the same time, right? That's why you use the same foot to work the clutch and the brake, and you leave the other foot over there to work the gas pedal. At least in my car. That may be different in a truck with multiple gears and things, but in my car, I got 3 pedals. That's all I need to pay attention to. Alright, so, which pedal does what? And when should I push it? What's this wheel thing do? Oh, it turns the car, alright? When I turn this way and when I turn this way. Alright? So if I turn this thing, go this way, I'm going to turn this away. Good, okay, good to know. Because if I turn this way and I'm going that way, because I could drive backwards, right? I turn the opposite way. Oh. And this gear shift thing, I have to push in the clutch before I can change gears. Mostly. It's not good to change gears without pushing in the clutch. Alright, these are the things that I need to know in order to drive my car. What do I need to know in order to do these movements? What do I need to know in order to drive my body? Right? We learn these things mostly as babies, right? You learn how to stand up, you learn how to fall down, get back up, and roll over and do lots of things that we don't normally think about. unless you're training and you're practicing something, and you're training here and you're practicing something here, so you have to think about it, right? Okay. So, excuse me. So as we're practicing, one of the things that we're doing, one of the layers of practice, right? So we have the breathing layer. How am I going to breathe? What's the breath? Inward, outward. How do I synchronize the breath and the movement? Right? What's my breathing layer? What's the muscle layer? What's the physiology? What's the kinesiology? What's the dynamic of movement? Right? What do I have to engage to do which movement, with what timing, and what position? In doing the stretch, right? At this point, I have to engage this entire segment of my hip in order to go over. So the leg has to hold, right? The small muscles, the layer of muscles that connects the leg and the spine, and the other layer, the little layer that connects, and this is, I'm doing my best to show this with, I wish I had diagrams. I can pull up a whiteboard here behind me and show you on the whiteboard here. All right, and then there's another set that connects to the hip from the upper part of the leg. These are we normally think of the gluteals. This is the big one. You only see the big one. The little one and the medium-sized one, there's a medialis and a minimus, right? So gluteus maximus, medialis, minimus. The little one, big, medium-sized, and a big one, all right? Those small muscles also have to work, and they have to connect, and that's kind of where that inner, right, up in here, that's kind of where I hurt myself. So when I go over, this is uncomfortable, right? This is holding, but it's kind of uncomfortable, right? And then when I come back up, the idea of of arching my back, not happening today. Knowing these things is what I'm getting at. You get up in the morning and you say, okay, I'm going to go practice and I feel great. Wonderful. You get up in the morning, this is not, something's going on here. What's going on? I don't feel so good. Figuring out what it is. In this case, I know what it is. I know what I did. Yeah, well. I was feeling really good when I did it, too. All right, so I know what I did. It's going to just take a day or so. I've already had a day or so. It's getting much better. Knowing that, I can now gauge today what I can do. Right? So I stopped doing the stretches because it was really bothering my hip, and I was doing a whole lot more work in my legs than I needed to be doing for that particular exercise. A sign to me that I'm putting strain on an area that is not ready to take that strain. Now, I could go ahead and do it and maybe hurt myself more, or I can stop. I'm choosing stop. All right, we're going to practice Tai Chi because staying upright and turning this way and this way doesn't bother me. Yippee! Again, knowing what you can do and knowing what you shouldn't do. Tomorrow's going to be different. For today, there's a couple things that I shouldn't do. Alright? So, I'm going to... I'm looking for the music control over here. I'm going to change the music. Feet together. Stand straight. Relax the shoulders. Open the arms. Wiggle the fingers. Wiggle the toes. Pull up through the crown of the head. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Salute. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Transfer the weight to the right leg. Open the left. Breathe out. Breathe in. Arms up. Press down. Breathe out. Shift. Open. Step 3. Turn. Step through. Turn. Grasp the bird's tail. Press. Shift back. Push. Turn. Elbows drop in, hands drop in. Step up. Raise the hands. Turn. White crane spreads its wings. Turn. Brush knee. Step up. Hands strum the lute. Turn. Brush knee. Shift back. Deflect downward. Parry. And punch. Shift back. Push. Turn. Crossing hands. Turn. Diagonal brush knee. Pull down. Press. Push. Turn. Push out. Left foot turn. Circle. Come around. Left hand comes up. Right hand under the elbow. Fist under elbow. Left hand reaches out. Right hand reaches up. Step back. Push back the monkey. Both hands down. Hold the ball. Step behind. And turn. Diagonal flying. back, step up, raise the hands, turn, white crane spreads its wings, brush knee, step up, needle at sea bottom, step through, fan through the back, turn,转成偏上去。Alright, I considered to keep going. I know the music stopped and I stopped talking and there was probably some confusion about what was going on. I had the idea that I wanted to take this form from where we started, which is right about here, and we go over this side, and then we come back. Alright, now there are several more opportunities that I've looked at to keep going. This stopping point seems to be the most logical for what I'm doing right now. That could change later on, but for right now, that seems to make the most. This seems to make the most sense. So we have some repetition of some things that we've been doing, right? We just get to it from a different place. That's one of the things that I find, and I'm going to put this back on, we're going to do this again. It's one of the things that I find incredibly interesting about Yang style and the way that the forms are structured is that we have a number of repetitions. We have a number of movements that are repeated throughout the form. It's a little here, a little there, sprinkle one of these over here, put another one there. And what it shows us is how we can transition from this one movement to these several others, or from these several others to this one. It's one of those philosophical things that was built into the form. I enjoy it. All right. So we have that here. As we turn, diagonal brush knee. We've done that before. Grasp the bird's tail. Slightly different, but we're doing the same, basically the same thing. Ward off, roll back, press, and push. Turn around, we're going to push, and we got to turn fist under elbow. That's different. Push back the monkey. Diagonal flying. Very similar to raise your hands. I'm going to do this side. So push back the monkey. hold the ball, and I'm going this way. All right? Notice that as I step out, pay attention to my left foot, back up against the wall here. As I step out, turn. So I'm going to turn the toes to come with. Raise your hands. White crane spreads its wings. Brush knee. We've seen all of these before, just not at this starting point, right? Let's do it again. Feet together, stand straight, salute, breathe in, breathe out, open, arms up, press down. Shift left, open right. Step through. Turn. Step through. Turn. Pull down. Press. Push. Turn. Single whip. Drop the elbows, drop the hands, turn the foot. Shift, raise the hands, turn, white crane spreads its wings, turn, brush knee, step up, Hands Strum The Lute, turn, brush knee, shift back, leg downward, parry, and punch. Shift back, close the door, turn, crossing hands, turn, left hand down, right hand palm up, change hands, brush knee, diagonal, turn, pull down, press, and push. Turn. Turn the foot. Make sure you turn your right foot. Now, turn the left, circle. Left hand comes in and up. Right hand hold fist. Left hand reaches out. Right hand circles back to your ear. Step back. Step up. Hold the ball. And behind. Extend. Diagonal flying. Shift back. Raise the hands. We just did this, right? White crane spreads its wings. Brush knee. Now we're going to make a change, and I'm going to pay attention to that a little bit more tomorrow. I'll give you a preview without the music. We have a couple of new movements that I added this morning to get us back to where we were, right? The next one that we have, we just did white crane spreads its wings, brush knee. And now, instead of stepping up to Hands Strum The Lute, we're going to step up and do needle at the C bottom. Step up. Left hand comes from under. Right hand at the waist. Left hand pulls in. Right hand down. You're on the all the weight's on the right foot over here, on your toes on the left foot. Okay. Now we can keep going. Ain't gonna happen for me today. No way. All right, we can keep going lower as long as you can support the weight on the right leg. Okay? This isn't, you can't do this. No. That's no. Don't do that. All right? It's here. Little bit in front of you, so not straight down. So a little bit in front. Then we step up, band through the back. This is something I'm going to cover a little bit more in detail tomorrow. Stop here for today. I appreciate you being here. I appreciate you indulging me for the time that I had to explain why I'm not doing certain things today. And I appreciate that anybody that's following me is trying to learn. The only way you learn, seriously, is having somebody who's willing to tell you some of these things. It's not magic. It's not, we're all human. Some of us work harder. There are folks who do work harder. And for those who do, excellent. For those who don't, that's okay. It's more about what you're comfortable doing, and what you're willing to do. However much that is, whatever that weighs out as, that's what you get out of your practice. So the more you put in, the more you get back out. I appreciate you being here today. Thank you again for indulging me. I will see you tomorrow, and I will do my very bestest to be on time. Thanks again.